And ending of previous chapter. They stretched their arms to the cat, watching it grow closer and closer. Chapter 6. The Ice Cream Cone. Jack and Carcy gasped in shock as suddenly the earth began moving away from them again. What? But the cat was so close. Wait. I am Felix the Ferocious, Felix roared. I do savings! Or at least, that's what he thought he said. A tiny meow is what everyone else heard. Jack and Carcy stood up amidst a large pile of floof, 30 meters in the air. All around them lay tiny mice, all snuggling into Felix's fur, nice and comfortable. Huh, that's convenient, Jack said to no one in particular. Slowly, Felix shrank again, until Jack and Carcy could step off and back into solid ground again. Felix ran off into the forest to tell his bunny friends about his epic heroic adventure. Meanwhile, Mattus stood out from the crowd and looked Jack and Carcy over. Did you get it? He asked. Jack turned to the mice and pulled out the cheese. Just leave them in a pile here, he said as he began grading for the mice. The mice squeaked excitedly and quickly lined up to each take a slice of cheese, before heading off in the direction of the castle. They know the castle is still floating, right? Carcy asked as she watched them head off. No matter. What do you need the pellets for? Jack asked as he turned back to Mattus. Mattus stood. We're so very close to the end. Come, there is still much work to be done, though. He motioned to 2 guards, who began moving the pellets into a large vat. Let's go. We have an operation to begin. 2 years later, many miles away, unknown location with a dark abyss. Dr. Waterloo picked the ice cream cone up from the ground and turned to his assistant. Alex, run a test. Interesting. It's solid and liquid at the same time, and turning more and more liquid. It's like melted ice that's more viscous, she said, after a few minutes. Well, yes, but why have we been in here for so long just for this? He asked in confusion. What does it do? I have no idea, she replied. Let's wait and see what happens. Now that there is a development, Reuben should be out any second. Dr. Waterloo sat down, both watching the entrance of the abyss again with pensive expressions, while listening to the slow drip, drip of the ice cream onto the cold stone floor. Suddenly with a roar, a huge cat jumped out of the pit, an aged man sitting on its back. My friends, it is finished, Reuben shouted in exjubilation. Felix shrunk down to his normal size and waited eagerly for a snack. One of the perks of being a shapeshifter was that he could eat as much as he wanted without ever becoming fat. I'm confused, Dr. Waterloo said. Me too, Alex continued. Come, it is time to show the world our invention, Reuben Mattus said, stepping into the sunlight, dragging Dr. Jack Waterloo and Miss Carcy Alex with him.